Every time I try to record this, I end up just ranting for 5 minutes about how nobody knows what cloud gaming is and how useful it actually is. So I'm gonna try to do this without ranting at everybody. I don't have any props for this video. I don't have any recordings because I don't really think I need it for this video. I'm getting a lot of requests from people for PCs and things like that, and I don't have that kind of money right now. A lot of people don't have that kind of money right now to be building super expensive computers. It's the end of the year, and people didn't get the consoles or the video games that they wanted. They didn't get a laptop or that graphics card that they wanted to play modern games. And I feel you. I get it. Like it's definitely hard. I come from a background where getting consoles wasn't easy. Getting video games wasn't easy. The internet was still in its infancy when I was getting into gaming for the first time, and multiplayer gaming was pretty new as well. But all hope is not lost because we have new services and cloud gaming services that you really should be considering. So this is just me explaining what a thin and light gaming setup is, how you can build one yourself, and just about how much money should this cost you. And honestly, it should not cost you very much money at all. Thin and light gaming is essentially the process of taking and recycling older technology. um, if it's an older laptop, you're probably going to need to run yourself a cat cable or an ethernet cable, as you may know it, to make sure you have the correct speeds. You're going to want that landline connection directly to your ISP. Probably recommended that you have faster internet. Probably 10 megabytes down is about the lowest you're going to be able to go. But most families these days are buying into 100 megabyte down, 100 megabyte up internet. So if you'd have any networking skills, or you could do some Googling, making sure that you're getting a dedicated band would probably benefit you as well. But let's get into the tech that you can use and the technology that I recommend. So, netbooks are big ones. So, if you know what a netbook is, it's essentially a laptop that is just dedicated to getting you on the internet, making sure you could do like word processing, and it might have enough power to do like 720p gaming on YouTube. These kinds of PCs are not the best options for cloud gaming, but they are good options for cloud gaming. As long as you can crank down your streaming settings like really far, down to like the bare minimum that your PC is going to need. Because at the end of the day, cloud gaming still needs a display of a video encoded stream. So if your PC can't do like 1080p video encoding or decoding in this situation, you're still gonna have a pretty bad experience with cloud gaming. But assuming that your PC can throttle some of this or make sure it works, just about any computer should work, as long as it still works in general use case, general function. So you don't need to go out and buy a $700 laptop. You don't need to go out and buy anything really. You can look around your house, ask your parents, as long as you have an older computer laying around somewhere and you have access to an Ethernet line. That computer can do thin and light gaming, which will allow you to have full on gaming experiences. You can make yourself a Discord, you can make yourself an Xbox account, join parties, join streams, join chats, get into the conversation, and still play games with your friends. And being able to access modern titles will keep you in the loop, especially if you're not interested in television, movies, and things like that. I'm right there with you. I'm an anime guy. Um, my computer is pretty much the life and blood of my life. Like when I'm not at work, ATVing, skateboarding, I am gaming, I am in Discord, I'm hanging out with homies there. It's just the way it is. I get it. So don't worry too much about like latency and things like that. A lot of these companies have figured that out. They've kind of dialed it in at this point. Some games do better than others. You know, it's not perfect. You're gonna have input delay. input lag. Um, and that's pretty much just going to be your normal day-to-day experience. But from what I understand in conversations with people who are daily driving cloud gaming at this point, at first it bothered them because they were moving away from solid 45 frames per second, 45 hertz experiences on their higher end TVs, and they were moving into a slightly newer style of gaming to save money in the long run. Because taking it into account, if you have the Xbox Game Pass Cloud Gaming, they just give you access to games for paying for the Ultimate Game Pass. You don't have to buy those games, you just play them. There's no installing them, there's nothing, they're just streamed to you and you play it. So, a typical cloud gaming setup from what I've seen in like hanging out with friends in cloud dormitories and or cloud dormitories, college dormitories. Um, I'm a bit older now, so I don't do that as much. So we're going back like 2 years. But this is still relevant information. These guys would often buy, used at like local PC shops, like those little towers that you find mounted to the back of monitors. If any of you have ever seen what I'm talking about, they're like Celeron based computers that have like the laptop memory in it, and then they have like a SSD in it. Well, the reason why they specifically went and searched out for those is because you can pick them up for like $20. They cost them nothing, and they would sign up for every cloud gaming service beta that they could get their hands on. So GeForce Now, PlayStation Now, Ultimate Game Pass, anything that they could get their hands on that they could stream games over, they would sign up for immediately. I know Verizon had one back in the day, X Live, I think it was called. But now we have Amazon Luna, we have all these other options, and they're jumping on the bandwagon of trying out these options. They're trying out Google Stadia so they can permanently own games. They're using Amazon Luna because it gives a wide range of options, and it also has a lot of child-friendly content. And they're doing a GeForce Now, and they're doing Steam sharing, and they're doing incredible things with what is essentially outdated technology. Little pieces of tech that came out 2006, 2008, laptops from 2010. They're setting these up on desks as if they're modern equipment, and they're not. They're going to Family Dollar and they're picking up cheap controllers, cheap mice, cheap keyboards, because they don't need top tier stuff. They're not doing 60 hertz competitive gaming. They're not doing 140 frames per second gold master rank, lobby runs. These are people who just want to play games on the side. They want to join a Discord call. They want a little gaming setup, and they need it to be as cheap as possible so they can stay fed, because they got work to do. They got shit to do. So having these little meme machines are the best thing they can do. I don't know how well things like ARM CPUs will do. I see some people talking about putting Google Stadia on ARM-based CPUs because you can play it through a browser and things like that. I don't know about GeForce Now, Xbox, stuff like that. I don't know if like Google OS is going to completely support that. I know Android phones will do Stadia, so it opens you up there as well. You can pick up go to those USB-C adapters for your phone, or the Xbox actually has one for your phone, which will allow you to then connect it up to your phone and then be able to stream things on your cell phone package, which I am seeing friends do more often now moving forward. I've seen quite a few people using the Xbox cloud service on their phone to continue to hang out, play games. During a trip I took with a couple friends to Pennsylvania recently, two of them were actually playing Call of Duty side by side using a cell phone and a adapter setup. So the versatility of cloud gaming has gotten bigger and bigger every single time I've mentioned it. A few years ago, I mentioned in a video why you should buy a PC, And I still stand by that statement today, because at that point in my career as a content creator, all of the math pointed to building a PC at that point in time. I couldn't have predicted the pandemic. I couldn't have predicted the silicon shortage. I couldn't have predicted, the RAM prices going through the roof, and lithium being mined to oblivion and not recycled at all, which is trash, by the way. We should be recycling as much lithium as we can. Um, so recycling technology is extremely important to me at this point. I actually said back in the day I'm not gonna support thin and light. Thin and light's kind of dumb, but my opinion has been swayed. I see the use case. And if you had a bad Christmas, or you didn't get what you want, or you wanted, something different, it might be fair for you to set up a little station with an old laptop and show or ask, hey, I just want to get Ultimate Game Pass. I know we can't afford a Series X. We can't afford these games. This is $1. Let me check it out. Let me cloud game. I think you get 3 months. Or let me try Google Stadia. Or we already have Amazon Prime. Can we add Amazon Luna? Things like that. Or if you're an adult, obviously just saving your money and giving it a shot. But yeah, you don't need powerful laptops. Celeron 2-core, 2-thread, 4 GB of RAM, basic SSD should do just fine. Those $80 lap crap tops made by HP back in the day, I've seen people use those. I've seen people garbage pick monitors. They have dual monitor setups, so they have their Discord and then they cloud game. They have their Family Dollar mouse keyboard set up with their headset from Family Dollar, all plugged into a USB dock. And you laugh at these kinds of things at first, and then you realize the genius of these people, like how much money they're saving. These are the people who, after a couple of years of having a setup like that, are able to afford 3080s at scalper's price without any issue, because they know the market, they know how to play the market, they know how to save money. And this is one of those options. You're being given an opportunity to save more money in the gaming community. And what's even better is you could just cancel your subscription at any time. If you know you're not going to be playing for an extended period of time, just cancel your subscription and come back to it when you do have time. So think of like exam months, or maybe you just got to get on that work hustle. You got to do like 3 months of just solid 60 hours a week. And I've been there, so I get it. Cloud gaming is also there for you. Maybe you keep making your payments and you go the phone route and you get cloud gaming on your cell phone, and you lay in bed at night and you chill in Discord with your headset on and you play games that way. The versatility of gaming right now needs to be explored by more people. So if you do explore thin and light development, thin and light gaming, mobile gaming with these cloud services, and you have a good experience, recommend things like this to your friends. Get people involved in the conversation, because not enough people know. Same thing with Steam Share, Steam Family, and things like that. Not enough people know. We have the ability to support each other, produce things for each other, the ability to make the world a better place, and to grow the gaming community, and without spreading this kind of information and making, having a thin and light setup okay, we're not in a great position. We need to tell people it's okay that having that thin and light setup is completely acceptable. You don't need a Series X, you don't need a 3090, you don't need a top of the line anything. You can have a recycled rig. You can, go to flea market and pick up a whatever tower as cheap as you can, a secondhand store, and reuse it and get an amazing experience from it. So I hope that this video is pretty helpful. I just want to be as positive as I can moving forward, especially when it comes to this kind of topic, because some people get really pushed away when it comes to talking about money. and anything that I can do to help people keep some semblance in this world of, not having to completely miss out on the things that you love, which I know sounds kind of corny to some people, but genuinely, some of us really do genuinely love video games. That's like our passion. That's something that we put a lot of our heart into, and not taking that away from people is going to be a-okay in my book. So check it out. GeForce Now, PlayStation Now, Ultimate Game Pass, Amazon Luna, Google Stadia, and there's a ton more. Shadow, I believe, is another one. There's tons of services available to my knowledge. Play around with them, find out if there's any of them in your local area. If there is, you probably have better internet with them. Check and see with your ISP what your ups and downs are. Do internet speed tests with and without Ethernet. And don't be afraid to document this kind of stuff. Record it, put it on YouTube, let people know what your experience with this kind of stuff is, because as of right now, we're only getting like hardcore people that are making content on this kind of stuff, like people who are like looking at every granular detail. We need some more surface level videos on it. We need people who are just like, I'm a cloud gamer, this is my experience, I like it because other people should do it because, that kind of stuff. We need to hear that kind of stuff. Or I don't like it in this general area. Like, what state are you in? What is your experience in that city? Don't dox yourself, obviously. Like, I'm in New York. I'm in Western New York. Here in Western New York, where I am, cloud gaming is perfectly fine, even on cellular. I have 10 up, 10 down, and I produce content just fine. I can cloud game just fine. I very rarely do it, but I can, and it's usually for PlayStation games. Miles Morales, I believe, I streamed off of. I don't remember. I think God of War I streamed using PlayStation Now, if I'm not mistaken. But let me know what you guys think. If you guys would like me to produce a video, with a prop and how to do it and showing off like an older recycled laptop running cloud gaming, let me know. I would like to support cloud gaming a lot, because as somebody who likes to work on computers, build computers up, repair them, liquid metal them, all kinds of whatever wacky stuff that I do in my spare time, repairing a bunch of okay laptops and then marketing them as cloud gaming thin and light PCs and getting them into the hands of younger audiences and things like that would be awesome. Educating parents on what cloud gaming is and how it's beneficial and how it's essentially the Netflix of playing games would be awesome. Educating you and the broader audience, also very good. So let's recycle. Let's not shy away from using cheap tech. Let's not degrade people for their decisions. Let's just come together as a people and support these greener movements where, one hyper server is able to give people experiences for thousands of hours, millions of hours, instead of your graphics card maybe playing Skyrim for 400 hours and then being set aside. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you guys are able to find this video extremely useful and are able to give it to other people to give them support in their who knows, they could just be broke, maybe they lost their job and they just need something to do, can't afford games, and it's an option to be able to play games. But I could ramble on this all day, so have a good one, guys. I know, who am I to talk with my fancy AI camera and my 3080 and 5800X, but I wouldn't have gotten here without saving money first.